Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is PixelRiffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. This week brings a whole heap of updates. Hermitcraft Season 9 is now on both TCG Season 2 and Minecraft Season 1.20. The Hermits have gone wild for Trails and Tales, splitting up and exploring new chunks of the world in both live streams and videos, searching for sniffers, chopping down cherries, tailoring their suits of armor with new and exciting patterns, and brushing anything that looks suspicious. But it's still the same server, and so the TCG tournament board is replaced by a wins and losses table, and new decks are being prepared with new rules and alter ego expansions. Projects continue, museums musée, Scar kills a horse, it's business as usual, but everything has changed. So without further ado, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Vintage Beef, who is here to cut the ribbon on TCG Season 2, just as soon as he's finished catching some foxes with XB Crafted.
Hold on. I found it.
Two foxes. Right up.
And you're not talking about us.
Beef takes down the tournament bracket and replaces it with, if not the Indigo League, then definitely the Premier League. He plans to update this with the current TCG standings on a weekly basis, which should motivate players to strive for the top. The 8 players with the most wins will be seeded for the next tournament bracket.
Great news. I actually miscounted. There are actually 14 participants and not 13, so now I won't have one column shorter than the other. We're just about ready to get started, and I'm super pumped. It's looking good. I can't wait to update this board.
He's also working on a points-based system for building decks, so instead of specifying the maximum number of rare and ultra-rare cards, they work like one of those you have $15 to put together a team of superheroes kind of deals.
Ultra rare cards are 3 points, and so each deck needs to have up to a certain number of points. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to consult a couple people.
XB Crafted is trying to get a Llama Dad, but this one isn't for his zoo. He's rebalancing his balanced type deck after the rules change for TCG Season 2, and one of the things Beef's Alter Ego's expansion did was add more balanced types to the pool. These cards have no advantages or disadvantages against any other, an approach which got XB pretty far in the tournament, but when it comes to Azuma's automated Evil X boss battle, the disadvantages are built into the game.
And I will set your active hermit ablaze.
Yo, I'm already on fire.
I heal myself for 150.
How did I know? How? How did I know?
I'm impressed you've survived this far.
The house always wins, and it is Evil Azuma's house. I, for one, welcome our new robot Yu-Gi-Ohs. But at least it might put XB in the mood to name some more shulker boxes of trash, a side quest that was given to him by Joe Hills.
Like, just name the shulker itself. You don't have to name, 27 stacks of items.
In dealing with the leftovers, False Symmetry certainly pulls an MVP when she ropes in the final Ghast flying around since the Doc M prank.
Go up! Go up! Just touch it! Pull him over!
Come on!
Yes!
He's in the car!
He's in it!
Get away! Let's go!
After how long it took them to catch that thing, it is certainly a welcome move, and False gets her own section in Cubfans Museum, although how would you even title that? The last free Ghast in the Hermitcraft overworld? Well, clearly it isn't anymore. Yes, the Ghast itself is also part of the exhibit.
Got the false gas fishing rod, which was legendary. Thank you again for helping with that.
Recently. Mm-hmm.
And you got King Mythical J Sausage's Diamond of Peace.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like a one-off or like multiple, but either
That's
way.
fancy. That's fancy.
False, ironically, could use some help wrangling mobs herself. She wants to start a trading hall in the basement of her mountain castle and prepares a fittingly dimly lit environment for shady deals like a stack of sticks for an emerald. But unfortunately, that only makes her more aware of the fact that the nearest villager hotspot is far below the cliff, meaning things are about to go downhill in more ways than one.
Though, saying that, I kind of like the idea of doing it up there, because I believe they'll turn into snow villages, which will look super cool. They've got like the blue jacket and everything, which...
The storied Ghast is but a one of Cubfans' assorted mobs meant for display. Trying to fill in the menagerie section of his collection, he aims to put in even the rarest animals found in Minecraft, such as a blue axolotl or a brown panda. And it does make sense that his personal museum would be surrounded by an army of cubs after all.
Dude, your crown looks so funny in F5. It's this little crown sticking above Panda's butt.
We gotta
Coming
turn.
up.
We gotta turn left. Hard over.
Hard left. Okay, hard left.
The axolotls, by contrast, he just lets out into the nearby river, utterly demolishing the ecosystem in the process.
Is that how you get rid of them?
Yeah, it helps out.
Didn't terrify me at all.
Though midway through the project, his quest becomes much larger as the 1.20 update hits the server. Now tasked with finding every kind of a thing a museum would want, from the tales and trails, Cub pretty much has to find one of everything they added, be it a camel or the assorted vase residue. What Cub's rare beast display does not include is Zombie Cleo's pet pig, Chris. So wherever that animal disappeared to, it's not the competition's fault, seemingly.
I'm paranoid that my pig has been replaced, and naturally, I'll be blaming Cub for this.
For their part, Cleo departs into the 1.20 land, accompanied by Gemini Tay, to scout out the sniffer egg from the warm ocean ruins.
Oh! It started cracking! It cracked! Cleo! It cracked! Oh my god! Awesome! Oh!
Now rightful parent of 2 and the rest of the server, Cleo snags an extra couple of eggs from the new walking bush to build a torch seed farm.
Okay, so the farm works. The farm 100% works. I've got some eggs, I've got some torchflower seeds.
The museum now sports a section on ancient plants and pots, and Hot Guy for some reason. Though the most interesting piece of crockery has to be the Zedvancement cup, if only because it talks.
Just
How does it look?
Perfect.
That worked
Actually,
pretty good.
that actually looks pretty good.
When he's not putting himself on a pedestal, Impulse is winning all sorts of prizes of his own. Swinging by B00's Horse Pop sideshow game, he takes his 3 warm-up shots and then promptly nails the bullseye on the first proper attempt.
Figured you out. Oh! First try, baby! First legit official try. We nailed it. We're better than Tango.
Wow!
Although B-dubs did hint at the red horse having the best stats, so there's probably a reason why we see Impulse flying his way around the server, delivering a shulker box of bamboo to everyone before he takes a holiday. Although maybe he was just worried about setting the horse on fire when he dropped his mixtape.
Shout out to the Hermitcraft crew. You know every member. They be keeping it true.
Well, the equine kind are not safe despite his best efforts, as Good Times with Scar discovers the sideshow booth and tries his hand at it. But since the game did not exactly explain itself to him, Scar never actually got his snowballs and just used his hot guy bow for the exercise.
Okay, wait for one of those big bounces, and... fire! Oh no!
Week after week, Scar just can't stop killing B-dubs' horses. Not that he needed another one after the prank on Scarland filled it with both horses and horse byproducts. This is on top of the Scarland sky already being filled with floating wither projectiles, which Scar finally attempts to clear out, but only accomplishes a pistonless piston somehow. A stun, if you will.
Oh my gosh, what in the world? That is such a cool decorational block. I've never seen the inside of a piston before.
The pranks piling up, Scar can only beg to the skies for Pearlescent Moon to come in and clean up the direct consequences of his actions. But in the meantime, he takes a trip to a cherry blossom forest to get a valuable flower box stuffing for the Scarland Town Hall build. Why does Scarland need one is a little confusing, as the theme park is, well, a theme park and not a legitimate city, but the aesthetics are certainly nice. Also got to appreciate how the administrative building is filled with literal monsters. That's some good unintentional satire. For more deliberate theatrics, Scar actually builds a home for his own TCG arena, aiming to make his boss into more of a performance than anything.
And of course, on the back here, we got a little silly, and I decided I need a helipad here in our theme parks.
For her part, Cleaning Lady Pearl does offer to do her doo-doo duty and tidy up the mess around Scarland, although she also seems to have the same luck with livestock.
I'm sorry, Moomies. You know, I could have sworn thunderstorms change cows into mushrooms.
One place she doesn't need to clean up is Grian's base, which gets an A+ grade for neatly sorting all that storage. So Pearl takes the opportunity to decorate the back rooms of her trash shop. Now her own storage system has been installed by Azuma, and takes the afternoon off to smell something else for a change.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely gorgeous.
Searching for some cherry groves, she also locates a couple of sniffer eggs and brings them home to her base, which you might remember has some pretty big flowers to sniff. Mumbo is surprised to find the button is still alive, and even more surprised to hear people are pressing it without any tangible reward.
The urge to press a button just overrides certain people's brains.
We're pretty sure Grian resembles this remark, and his archway of boulders resembles a certain Spielberg franchise. But despite finding all the ways he can to give away the diamonds, they seem to find ways of returning themselves to Mumbo. Like when he walks over his hidden diamond block dispenser in the shopping district and it chooses that time to dispense. Basically, we're saying Mumbo has the Midas curse, but on a really long delay.
What are the chances? I completely forgot that I put that down there, but I heard a click. I assumed no one would ever get one. I'm the person that got one!
But he's been anticipating the arrival of 1.20 for a while, and with his bamboo factory still running back at the base, he can run off and dig up all the pottery sherds and sniffer eggs he can find, even encountering a trail ruins after a disastrous visit to a woodland mansion. And it's good to know that he feels how we feel about sniffers.
And oh my goodness, it is the most adorable little thing in the world.
The update forces iJevin to pick up his idea of duplicating and reselling the rare artifacts for the expanded value. Luckily, there is an item that allows one to do exactly that, the armor trim. In what's less a trail ruins dig up and more a loot box opening segment, Jevin brushes up on his history and discovers the last armor trim he still didn't have, the rest having been found on a lengthy livestream.
That's it actually. Awesome, we got it! Okay, well, I'm going to keep looking because I want to see how big this thing goes.
Soon enough, the advancement for applying every armor trim to something was his, and all the extra armor made for a nice display on the approach to Jevin's new armor trim shop.
So this is my full set of new armor. Look how freaking cool it looks.
While everyone else is out collecting the trims, Rendog is still playing the hits. His record collection is now in popular demand, especially since custom music discs add some much needed sound effects to projects like Decked Out and the Evil Azuma TCG Arena. So Ren decides to rebuild the record farming module of his Creeper Farm, which you'll remember was originally a duet with Zedaf.
That is the theory behind the Redstone. Of course, I am terrible at Redstone. But you know how we do it on this channel, my friends. It's Renstone. It ain't pretty, but it works.
This time it's a little more permanent, and he can switch the farm between gunpowder mode and record mode with the help of a naturally spawned armored skeleton. I guess these records already went gold. Before long, he has full double chests of all the farmable records, and he's eyeballing the real estate between Gigalogs and his Jack-O-Lantern store to set up his new business venture, Boombox Records. He also suspects shenanigans when he finds bamboo placed in front of his nether portal, although as the guy with the wood shop, and with bamboo being a fresh wood type in 1.20, it might be a blessing in disguise.
By the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing an elven hat, it turns out I'm one of the very few hermits that doesn't have a button crown. And so I've been forced to wear this elven hat in what can only be called shame.
Though not for everyone the update is a blessing, for Zedaf it's a pile of fresh rare items now missing from the newly completed Hall of All. Zed's quest for one of everything in Minecraft got slowed down severely, but at least he did get that dragon egg that was missing from it, which was a whole ordeal, as is everything that involves Grian. As instead of just letting Zed have his omelette in exchange for being quiet about exactly how Grian duped it, Grian made a wild goose chase for Zed, leading ultimately to a TNT-laden trap chamber under Zed's own base.
There it is. Oh boy. Really? Oh dear, we're in my base here. If my entire base explodes, it's been fun.
At this point, it is our theory that Grian is perfectly capable of amazing and intricate redstone, but only when it is meant to inconvenience someone else. The final escape through a corridor of lava goes off without a hitch, and Zedaf makes it home with his prize, to the excitement of Grian, who's been monitoring his progress the entire time with a spectator camera account.
Congratulations, that is now yours. Don't give it to the museum, guys.
Oh, trust me, no, it's going right here in my hall of everything. Right, I'm going to put it in right now. You know what, I might hide it behind a massive lava corridor with, like, spiked walls and everything.
But once the update drops, it's Grian who is out there hunting for rarer things, including suspicious gravel, which we're not sure he's opening right.
I think I need Silk Touch on the shears. I apologize profusely. I apologize so much. You are always right and never wrong.
But the crowning achievement, of course, is the personal sniffer he names Schnoot.
Your first name also is going to be Dwight.
But the real crowning achievement was making Zedaf blow a hole in Doc's base midway through the egg quest. He can be sheepish, that guy, and it's been a little too chummy here lately. And finally, there's Doc M77, who, fresh from making a big deal out of obtaining the crown last week, makes a zombie king of the server. Which technically has already happened, but hey, at least there's historical precedent for it. Doc has a different royal accessory in mind, emerging from his chrysalis as a monarch butterfly. But he still has a bee in his bonnet with Grian, who is now TNTing other people's bases by proxy. That's got a sting. Seriously, it really bugs Doc. For revenge, he installs a mysterious contraption under the bridge between Grian and Mumbo's bases, and leaves the crowned zombie out there as bait, warning that there may be consequences to killing Mumbo's new best friend.
So if Grian wants to become Mumbo's best friend, he better kill this zombie. Nothing will happen if he kills him, you know. He'll just get the crown.
But while he's there, it turns out Mumbo's new best friends might be sniffers, and after trimming his armor with redstone details, Doc goes out to make friends with some other 1.20 critters, finding a desert village so he can laugh at the camels, and bringing them home so he can laugh at B-dubs.
And the other question is, why does a camel not have an inventory? Like camels, you know, they are used for transporting goods around for centuries. Like camels should be able to take a double chest or 2 double chests or something.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.